everyone to today's session of Sahaja Online. Can you see me, Mayor? I have the video up, but it's
Yes, yes.
okay. All right. So as Mayor said in our last session, we covered the 6 energy centers in our series of the 7, actually the 5th, the Vishuddhi chakra, which, as we covered during the session 2 weeks ago, has to do with our collectivity, our connection to others, and our ability to establish the witness state, which in times as we are in now is particularly important. Today, and maybe we could switch to the subtle system slide there, we're going to cover the 6th center, called as the Agnya chakra. And this is the chakra which allows for the development of a spontaneous sense of compassion and forgiveness. When this center is established, we perhaps for the first time cease to view people as the other, as individuals impeding our progress or personal goals, but rather as part and parcel of the whole to which we are all gradually becoming progressively more connected. As we grow deeper in our meditation and establish the 6th center, we become more confident and compassionate without the expression of ego or arrogance, and are willing to stand firmly on our principles without fear of reprisal or risk to our reputation or standing in the world. We become more sensitive and aware of the principle of collective benevolence rather than the needs of the individual, or establish precedents that do not relate to the good of the whole. These are there are emotions, as in every center, which run counter to the qualities of the center and cause it to constrict. And the emotion of vanity or ego, or as a manifestation of ego, keeps us absorbed in essentially ourselves, as in the historical character of Narcissus, who was completely absorbed in his own image. Vanity keeps us focused on appearance over substance and immersed in the conditionings that we have built over time. We see this clearly today in the political arena, with many concerned only about optics and popular sentiment rather than truth and real issues. Vanity pushes us farther and farther away from our real identity, the self, which is the antithesis of all things relative, and the true expression of our existence as a spiritual being. In the physical body, it relates to the optic chiasma, which is the crossing of the 2 major nerve bundles, where Meher's cursor is on the subtle system chart. And it controls, the 6th center controls the pituitary and pineal glands, the hypothalamus, the optic chiasma, and the optic lobes. And its associated element is light, the subtle aspect of fire. Looking through a lit candle with a steady gaze for a short period of time is helpful in clearing this center. We can also help to keep this chakra clear by not placing our attention on every passerby or object of desire through the window of our eyes, and keep our attention steady and internally focused. We need to learn over time to protect our attention, and the eyes as the window to that attention are very important. Srimadaji, the founder of this practice, often said that we should keep our attention and eyes at 3 feet height above the ground, because that is where the children and the flowers are. Everything above that height, not so much. So I think as we begin to establish our internal state, and as we steady our attention, we almost begin to feel intuitively that how we use our eyes is important, because they are in fact the window to our attention. Now, meditation is the best medicine for both the clearing and full manifestation of the qualities at every center. And we will, during our meditation today, work on the Ajna chakra, but we can use the fire element for this center with a simple technique to enhance and facilitate the process. So because this technique is fairly easy to demonstrate, I'm going to do so for you now so that you can try this at home. And what would indicate maybe trying this technique would be that you would be feeling a tingling or numbing sensation on the ring finger of either the left or the right hand, or both of the ring fingers of your hand. So you see on the chart the number 6 that relates to the finger, which is the ring finger of the hand, and a tingling sensation on the left ring finger would indicate a constriction on the left side of the agya, which is actually on the right because it crosses over, and a tingling sensation on the right ring finger would indicate a catch on the left-hand side of the agya, because again, it crosses over. And if you're feeling the tingling sensation on the ring finger of both hands, it's the center of the number 6 center. So also, if we're feeling sandy-headed, you could say, a little bit fuzzy in the clarity of our thinking, that might be another indication, or a little bit of pressure at this location would also potentially indicate a catch. So we can use the element of light in the form of fire in order to address this. And we can take a lit candle while we, after we've raised our inner energy, we've put ourselves into bandhan, and we've kind of settled our attention within. And let's say we're feeling that heaviness in the 6th center, or we're feeling it on our ring fingers, then we can take a candle, light it, and we can just gaze with our eyes through the flame like this. And periodically, we can also put what we can describe as a miniature bandhan on the center. So in the arcing motion over and back, we can use the candle to put a bandhan to this 6th center in a manner such as you're seeing here. And then we can just, bring it back to a steady position, gazing through it. And you can do this for the period of time that it feels comfortable. There's no prescription to this. If you feel the tingling and numbing sensation, leave the ring fingers. If you were feeling that, that would indicate that the center is becoming more clear. Or if you came into your meditation feeling a bit of pressure in the head and that begins to release, then that's an indication that the fire element is doing its work. And it's very good for the clearing of this center. And I thought today, while we have the candle lit, I can just show you one further technique that's quite good for the left side. Because the left side is the moon channel, the channel that you see on the chart in blue, and it is cooling by nature, if there is a lack of flow on the left side, if it's constricted, you would feel that as a heaviness or a lack of vibrations on the left hand when you're sitting in meditation. Also, if we're feeling lethargic, depressed, have anxiety unduly, that might be another indication that the left side is potentially a bit weak at that given moment. So you can actually use the candle to clear the left side, and I'm going to pull away from the camera just a bit in order to show you this technique. So bear with me. I've got a fixed camera, so I have to adjust myself rather than the camera. So if we have the candle and we're feeling that left hand heavy, no vibrations or heat, we can use a candle to work on the left channel, the whole of the left channel in general. And the way we do that is we start from the left hand, take the candle back towards the body, starting at the bottom of the left side, move up the left side, across, and back down the left channel. And we continue that up and downward motion, which covers the whole of the path of the left side, as well as the left hand as an extension of the left side. So we kind of take the candle down to the bottom, and then we extend it out beyond the left hand and then back. And after we do this for a period of time, you can set the candle on a low table, which I don't have, and just feel on your vibrations if there's a cool flow and it's even between the left and the right hand. And if for some reason the left hand is still heavy, and maybe there's a little residual heaviness left there, you can actually set the candle on a low table and just have your left hand pointed towards it and sit for the remainder of your meditation with the left hand just pointed towards the candle, because you're essentially, the left hand as an extension of the left side is absorbing the subtle heat from the flame and using that to clear the whole of the left through the left hand as an extension of the left channel. So you can do this, or as we said before, you can do the more active clearing of the entire left channel in this fashion. All right, so those are some very simple techniques that you can utilize to both clear the Agnya chakra, the sixth center, with the candle here in the bandhan, and also just steadily gazing through the flame, and or the left side if you happen to be feeling that in any of your meditation. So it's good to have a candle nearby so that if you need to utilize it when you kind of go into thoughtless awareness and you begin to feel your vibrational state, then you can avail yourself of it and use it as a tool. And so, like we've covered in past sessions, each of these centers has an element of the earth associated with it. So, you can use those elements to help to clear the various centers. And we've covered that step by step. And there are recorded sessions of our previous talks on centers 1 through 5 that you could go back to and avail yourself of some of that information. So let's go ahead and go to the meditation slide. And we're going to prepare ourselves now to establish our state of thoughtless awareness. And after we've kind of settled ourselves a bit, we're going to just use our right hand to give energy to the sixth center and see if we can help the flow. And I'll just show you now what we're going to be doing so that you don't have to open your eyes and look at the screen when we're in the state. So after we've settled in and we're beginning to establish the state, I'm going to ask us to take the palm of our right hand and place it on the forehead where the sixth center resides. And we'll sit for some time to give energy to this center to try to help it to regain its integration and its rotation and open more fully. And then we'll take the hand back upon our laps and try to more fully establish our state of thoughtless awareness. And as we normally do, we'll spend hopefully a good amount of time in that state together today. So let's go ahead now and raise our inner energy as we've done or Kundalini, as we've done in past sessions. And on the third time, we tie it once, tie it twice, tie it 3 times. And then let's put ourselves into bandhan. And if you recall, we slowly raise our attention as we progress through the centers, one by one. And now let's just rest the palms, the backs of the palms of both hands open and up on our laps, and see if we can kind of start to settle into our state. Now let's all take the palm of the right hand and place it across our forehead. And we just press it slightly. And just within ourselves, not aloud, let's just say together, I forgive everyone. Just forgive. Forgive everyone, including yourself, for whatever we may think we have done. There's nothing that this inner energy cannot wash away if we're able to forgive others and ourselves. Now let's take the palm of the right hand and just place it on the seventh center at the crown of the head. And just press it slightly. And let's let our attention rest beneath our hand. And let's slowly raise the right hand above the top of the head and let our attention move with it until it's about 6 inches above. And see if we can feel that cool flow of energy, like a cool breeze. Now, fixing our attention where our hand is, we can move the right hand back to our laps and facing up. And let us see if we can now all move together fully into the state of thoughtless awareness. All right, let us now raise our inner energy, Kundalini, 3 times. And then let's put ourselves into Bandhan. We can slowly open our eyes. So hopefully everyone was able to feel um, as we gave energy to the sixth center, it relaxed and began to open further. And hopefully you all were able to attain your state of thoughtless awareness today. If you have any questions about the sixth center or anything that I've shared today, please feel free to enter them through the chat function, and we'll endeavor to answer those for you. In our next session of meditation, the inner journey, we're going to cover the seventh center, the pinnacle of our inner instrument, um, and the center where integration of the entire subtle system occurs. So I hope you all will be able to join us for that session in 2 weeks from today. And that will be kind of the culmination of this series of the 7 subtle centers, and then we'll continue on to explore other aspects of meditation, the inner journey. So I don't see any questions through the chat function, so hopefully you all can take this state into your active day. And Maren, I hope you have a wonderful and peaceful weekend. And thanks for joining us on Sahaja Online.